Not wishing. Certainly not wishing to lose momentum.
But
Momentum.
if you ask the angels to take you to a higher frequency where you can see things from a different perspective, then you can look down, you can recognize that you have stuck feelings about an issue, but you can see the higher perspective on it.
A ritual must be.
And then you can send love.
Perfect. Perfected. Ah. 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 A ritual must be perfectissimus.
Into the situation.
Expertly directed.
Hello, Rachel. She just said hello to everybody. I think that
Free from taint.
The more you look at things with enlightened eyes,
more spiritual than
and
quaint.
ask the angels and the dragons to help you, and the unicorns too, to help you look at things with
never as
enlightened
primordially
eyes,
beautiful
the
as
more you see everything with love.
the famous.
So,
Excellent.
Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing. He doesn't always just come in himself and do the healing. I had a wonderful experience with him recently when I was ill.
Bottle of milk. Bottle of milk. Bottle of milk. Yes, you could see that one coming. So could I.
If you like, I would like to take you to, excuse me, to take you to Archangel Raphael's retreat, which is above Fatima in Portugal, UK. That's his etheric retreat, and ask him and the angels just to give you a little healing right now. And you may be really amazed what happens. Okay.
Fake Zen.
Again, I'd like to ask you just to close your eyes if that's what you want to do. And when you close your eyes, ask Archangel Raphael to place his beautiful emerald green wings around you. You may feel this. And then ask his dragons to surround you. Beautiful emerald green dragons. And take you up. Right up through the dimensions. Right up to his etheric retreat. Be aware of the emeralds sparkling all over the walls of his retreat as you're being taken into it and into a beautiful healing chamber. You are being asked to lie down on a couch, and there are emeralds and green crystals under the couch for healing. And the green dragons are coming into your energy field now, and they are consuming lower vibrations. Anything that is stopping the flow of your fifth dimensional blueprint. They may be going to a specific part of your body. They may be just generally consuming stuck energy that's holding you back now, and they are consuming lower vibrations. Anything that is stopping the flow of your fifth dimensional blueprint. They may be going to a specific part of your body. They may be just generally consuming stuck energy that's holding you back. And now those dragons are stepping aside. Archangel Raphael himself is coming in. He is holding your fifth dimensional health.
The relationship between...
The older you got, the more you began to want to believe and to actually believe that you were becoming impervious to the kind of pain that you could experience in relation to other people. Or, to put it more simply, the older you got, the more you thought that other people couldn't make you suffer or couldn't hurt you. That's not true, man. It isn't that way, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. In other words, it may be that life...
I don't think so.
Doesn't have to involve less hurt. It may be quite a good thing that you're still able to be hurt and to feel the pain that other human beings can dish out on you. That might be quite an important thing to have not lost. To have not lost.
This is what it's like where you live.
I think...
On the main road.
There's no doubt, man, that you did want to believe that the older you got, the less pain you were going to have to experience. It's not the case. It stayed about the same, which is not that good. If you wanted less, that's no good at all. Because as far as you're concerned, you've suffered quite a lot. You really want to experience the same amount of suffering. You wanted to get older and experience less. But that's not turned out to be the case. The older you've got, the amount of suffering has stayed the same, especially in relation to the way that other human beings can hurt you. The capacity other human beings have to harm you, to kick you, to injure you emotionally, to make you feel bad, to make you feel hurt. So that's the first thing to say. But your ability to be hurt, if we can put it that way, hasn't changed. Your ability to be hurt by other human beings was not changed at all. You're still just as hurt as you ever were. I've got to be honest, this sounds like quite a straightforward notion, but it takes quite a lot of spitting out. Your capacity to deal with the pain that other human beings can inflict on you emotionally has not changed. But what has changed is your ability to be able to take stock of what to do when you're in that pain. In other words, man, the older you get, the more you realise that you're not going to be able to get away from the pain, but you do know what action to take in relation to the pain, and that is different from before. When you were a younger man, you were just lost. You would be in a state of siege. You would be thrown into quite high energy panic.
Quite a beautiful day, I would say.
And dis-ease. And panic would be piled on panic because you didn't really know what to do when you were suffering in relation to other human beings. So I suppose, just to contradict myself for a moment, there was in some ways more suffering when you were younger because you didn't know what to do about the suffering. Now you feel the pain just as much, but you know what to do about it. So that has got to be an improvement of sorts. The reason I'm recording this is in order to try and get you to become aware of the differences in the similarities between things that pertain to the ways in which human beings can make you suffer emotionally, and things that pertain to the changes and the things that haven't changed in how you deal with how you're able to take stock of the harm and the suffering. There has been some good stuff, man. Old age has delivered you something closer to wisdom than you may have thought possible when you were younger. But it hasn't delivered you the ability to be protected from hurt that is unassailably true. It's unassailably the case that you'll probably never be delivered from the ability of other human beings to harm you. But it does seem to be the case that many people spend most of their lives trying to find a way of not being hurt by other human beings. And man, that's a big thing. You're beginning to get that one now. You might even be learning that you might be of use to other human beings. The older you got, the more you began to want to believe and to actually believe that you were becoming impervious to the kind of pain that you could experience in relation to other people. Or, to put it more simply, the older you got, the more you thought that other people couldn't make you suffer or couldn't hurt you.
Nice. I like mountains.
If Pierre Boulez says that ritual is where it's at, now that's quite hard to do. If Pierre Boulez says that ritual is where it's at, then ritual is where it's at, then ritual is where it's at, then what can I say?
Somebody else said, why did they have cold air blowing round them while they were doing that, but felt very calm afterwards? Okay. The angels very often work on they work on a very high frequency. Very often that frequency feels cool. And so if you've got that means that you would feel it as a cool air. And that says that the angels were around you. And sometimes they even waft cool air over you, and they blow air over you. And sometimes, and I love it when they do this, they just let their wings do this, and that sends cool air over you, and you feel so good afterwards. Someone asked, how can you tell if your heart's open? Okay, when your heart is open, you feel love for everyone. Now, this does not mean emotional love. This means non-judgment. This means absolute acceptance of people. Now, for light workers, it is very easy to have the upper petals or the high frequency petals of your heart chakra open because you love everyone unconditionally and still have your own personal heart chakras closed. Those are partly closed or have little bits left in there to cleanse out. And that is something that you can start working with.
This is the only thing that I want you to remember. This is the only thing that you won't remember. My view is, until you can remember this, then there is nothing. My view is that until you can remember this, then there is nothing. Just to repeat it one more time. This is the only thing I want you to remember. This is the only thing that I want you to remember. Nothing more. Nothing more than this. But this is the only thing that you will just not remember. Until you remember this, there's nothing. Nothing that can be communicated that's worth communicating. Nothing that can be said that's worth saying. And nothing that can be explained that's worth explaining. And nothing that can be shared that's worth sharing.
Out there to be seen as objective. The end result is usually a compensatory illness or symptoms forcing a change upon the individual.